It's like, what? What happened? Do I think the higher-ups got their fingerprints on the Filoni movie? Yeah. Maybe the writing can be salvaged from here, and they can start pivoting. They might have time to do it, where, unfortunately, with the Luke and Grogu things and Boba, it was a quick decision. They didn't have time to write it in. So I'm still hopeful for it, because they might have been, okay, this is how we pivot. Now we have time to write it in properly, where, again, with Boba and this season, they didn't have time. It was just a quick decision. They had to do it quickly. So they could still probably do it good, I think. But if they make a bad decision like this, I don't know. It's gonna fuck the whole trilogy up. Like, again, I've just explained to you, without being angry, how one bad decision fucked up so much stuff. So don't get mad at me when I bring up, like, this is a big problem right here. This doesn't make sense with the way they're writing it. Don't get mad at me on that, because if they do another one of those scenes, it's like, ooh. Like, again, the example of Fuel, for instance, isn't a big deal if the rest of the season's good. I'm like, yeah, they kind of contradicted themselves there, but the rest of the season's good. That's not the same level of problem as bringing Grogu back. Bringing Grogu back in Boba erases the good writing of Season 2, because you completely just trashed that, which is sad. Then you fucked up Boba, and then you fuck up this season, and you'll probably fuck up a little bit going into the next one, because they're going to have to pivot with some of the writing here, because you rewrote it. Now it's going to change it. So there's 4 things you just messed up with one bad move. And the Fuel thing is just one bad move that only fucks up that episode, really. Like, it doesn't even fuck the episode up. It's just something you question. So they're not on the same level of error. But damn, the Grogu one is a shit error. If they have another Grogu level error, I don't know if they can salvage it. There's too many rewrites, too many problems. And again, we said earlier, I thought the higher-ups learned their lessons after the sequels. I was wrong. They clearly have not. So I'll say it again. I hope they learned after this that it didn't work very well. For them, they always talk about numbers. They operate off numbers. The money is down this season compared to the last one. So, or the last 2. So it's like, see, it didn't work. This is a good example. You probably want to pivot while you still have fans and stop that. But will they? I don't know. That's why I get so annoyed with bad writing, because I don't think they have an excuse. Disney is rich. They don't it's not a money problem. They have money. They can make money. It's not that they need to be greedy. I don't mind them being greedy. Don't sacrifice good writing for you being greedy. I don't mind them like, hey, we want to make as much money off these Grogu toys as possible. But if you're going to base a movie or a writing decision off that, it needs to fit. I have no problem with them being greedy. Fuck, I want them to be greedy. I want Disney to be greedy, but not sacrifice the writing. Because if they do a good job with that, we will get a bunch of good fucking Star Wars. That's fine with me. Hey, as long as Star Wars is good, you can pump out Star Wars shit all day. I'll be watching it, and I'll be loving it. But when your decision fucks up the writing, now you're losing me. And now you're going to start losing money in the long run. Where it's like, you just don't make that bad decision. But and I feel bad because a lot of people are hating on Filoni right now and Favreau, and to be fair, I don't think most of it's their problem. I'll give them a pass. Where I feel like a lot of it wasn't their call. It was just quick rewrites. And I'll give them some leeway anyway on that. But it's something to keep our eyes on, though. But
alert! Republic attack damaging the MTT.
yeah, see, I'm thinking that too, Tom. You're thinking like me here, where I'm like, man, I loved Andor. It was good. Nobody liked it. And I've explained myself how I think they could step it up to the next level by having a few more cameos, not of Lizzo, of characters we know. But that needs to be done right. But since they're like, ooh, Mando kind of sucked this season. What else do we got good? Hey, people had a pretty good response to Andor, even though viewership's down. I bet we can start upping that. We start throwing in some celebrities. We start doing this. I'm like, no. We like it because of the writing. Focus on the writing. You focus on the writing, and you step up a few of the more appearances, even if it's just an example of, who knows, somebody in the ISB fails at something, and now they have to go report to Palpatine, or to somebody we know. Like, okay, see, you can write that in, and it fit. It's not like, I don't want Vader just showing up and fucking up everybody. I'm like, that might not really fit. Maybe they can find a way to fit it, but I don't think it would fit for this part of the story. But they gotta write those in right. But it worries me, because since that's a thing a lot of people, myself included, are saying better, they might get their fucking greedy little paws in there and try to do something, and they'll probably fuck it up. And I'm like, please don't, bitch. Please fucking don't. Yeah, it made me more worried for Ahsoka going in. I'm like, oh man. I still think it'll be good.
MTT reporting subsystem failure.
But we'll find out soon enough. What, 5 months now? Because I'm pretty sure we're going to see Din in there. I mean, they set it up at the end. He was saying he wants to work for the New Republic and literally hunt down Imperial remnants. And that is literally Thrawn and Helion and shit like that. So it's like, well, you're most likely going to see him. Again, he should not be a starring, or not a starring role, but he won't be the focal point, which makes perfect sense because he's in Ahsoka. He can be there and, hey, that's nice, we see Grogu, but do not make them the focus. But I still have a feeling in the season of Ahsoka, you're going to get Din, Grogu, Ahsoka, and Luke together on whatever planet he was on, but could be wrong, obviously.
All units, charge.
Is it worth it? If we're talking about Mando this season, honestly, I think you could get by because they didn't even set up Thrawn as much as I thought they were. I guess that's a spoiler for you, but you're watching a stream talking about it, so I don't think you personally care about spoilers. Like, I could pretty much sum up this season very easily in one sentence if you want me to, and it could save you the... If you don't have Disney Plus and you want to save money, I could save you some money. But it's very... Personally, I don't really feel like this season was worth the ups and downs, and if they even had them. I feel like you could literally just watch a video on it on YouTube, telling you the story, and I think you could sum it up that way. Because a lot of the stories here are just a lot of side quests that really aren't that important in the grand scheme of things. There's just a few main points, and I mean, I feel like it's real easy to explain.
Clear the area of clone resistance.
Oh, they didn't interfere with season 1 or 2. Very little. They were just like, all right, you know what? We sucked at the sequels. Filoni, save us. And he did his fucking job to the T. He made a good Star Wars show, got us Grogu and Mando, 2 characters we grew to love. And then they started smelling, oh, you know what? We got something here. How about this? It's like, how about you shut the fuck up? That's where I wish I could be Filoni's anger translator. I'm like, I got this, Mr. Filoni. How about you shut the fuck up? We just made you a good fucking show. Keep your fucking hands out of there. Sit back and watch me make you money. That would be my response to them. Shut the fuck up. Just don't interfere. You sucked with the sequels. I made you something great. I will make you money. I need you to shut the fuck up. That would be my response. But again, he gets fired. That's why he has anger translator. I'll get fired. I don't care. Fire me, motherfucker. I'll say it. They just need to shut the fuck up. That pretty much just sums it up. Hey, Ninja, what do you want him to do to make Star Wars better? Higher up. Shut the fuck up. There you go. Simple. You're so mean. But it works, doesn't it? If they just shut the fuck up and stop interfering, hey, we probably have good Star Wars. Are you gonna watch it illegally? Well, you know, if you just want something to watch, I mean, go ahead. It's not horrible. I don't think it's great. But basically, they retake Mandalore. Very little happened. They reunite the Mandalorians with very little fighting. Grogu's there. Doesn't really do shit. Gideon's alive. He's still alive. He escaped. They kill him. He had some clones of himself on Mandalore. He's dead now, supposedly. The end. There you go. That pretty much sums it up. And I got most of the big plot points, so it's not like you're missing much. There's a rumor he's still alive now because he has clones, and there you go. You're basically caught up without having to watch it. Din shoots a few people. Bo-Katan takes the lead. She's kind of taking the Mythosaur woke up with one eye, and then went back to sleep, and then woke up with one eye, but didn't do shit. Pretty simple. Again, I'm not against the Jack Black and Lizzo cameo, but it's the same. Again, for all you guys, I apologize. I'm a broken record. I've said this 1,000 times. It's the last straw that broke the camel's back. If there's only a few straws, it's not bad. But when the season is bad, every one of these little things starts adding up, and it's like, if this season was great, I would be like, you know what? Let them get a cameo on. The writing was still good. It was still a good season. Let them put Jack Black in there. You know, let them make a little money. You know, bring in that audience. That's fine. But when the whole season's all over the place, doesn't make sense, By the time we get, there's only 8 episodes, and we're already in episode 6. We don't even really know what's going on, other than they're going to Mandalore. Again, we knew that before we even went into the season, though. So it's not that the writing's great. It's just we already knew that. It's like this. It shouldn't be placed here. Like, now you have a problem. Now I have a problem with it. Because I actually like seeing side quests like that, if done properly. I like going to some random planet we haven't seen. Very unique planet. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, this ties in with droid. Let's see. I'm down for that. But you gotta have good writing. And it needs to fit the season that I'm watching it in. Or the show that I'm watching it in. And I don't feel this really fit. I don't feel they really needed to go through that whole thing just to reunite the Mandos really quickly like that. It just didn't. It didn't really fit the overall story. Yeah, I'm not against the Darksaber getting destroyed. I mean, I get it. They're trying to, like, you're kind of like a slave to this thing. Like, let's start anew. So from that standpoint, I'm not really that sad. That's my least of my concerns. Oh, and by the way, you notice we talked for over an hour, or just about an hour, and we didn't mention there was no boba. I hate it. So for all you people hating it, and that's what you're bringing up, I'm like, is that really something to get mad about? Like, I don't feel Boba was necessary for this part of the story. Thrawn was more necessary. And they didn't show him. If anybody's mad about anything, it should have been Thrawn. But even then, like, they could have still done this season well, or this last episode well, without either of those two characters I just mentioned. But we did that whole time without mentioning rumors of Boba Fett. Like, okay, you might be sad he's not there, but that's not a reason I'm gonna mark for not liking him. That's exactly why I don't pay attention to rumors. I just go based off the story. And Boba showing up isn't the biggest deal. I thought there was a possibility since everybody brought it up. Again, this is an example of lazy writing. They had 5 Gazantes. In the last episode, we saw one of them left. It wasn't there when they were on Mandalore. A few of the ships left, so we were speculating, oh, they're going to get someone maybe. Maybe they're going to call Boba here. Maybe they realize they're going to need some backup for whatever reason, even though we didn't even know who the bad guys were at that time. But maybe they're going to go get Boba. Like, hey, we're reuniting Mandalore. You're in Mandalore. You want to come, homie? So they send a ship to get him, you know? Something like that. That's the closest to him coming that would have made sense, but I don't think he was important to this story necessarily. So him not being there, that does not really faze me in the slightest bit. I still think they should have had something to do with Thrawn here. I think they should have, even you know, we speculated on a lot and we didn't necessarily think of it all. Wow, watching the Yankee game, sadly. But like, I feel like at the very end, they should have had at least the end credit scene. And I probably would have had it, if, based off what we saw in the episode, I would have it be another Shadow Council meeting. And they're talking about Gideon's death. I'm doing air quotes when we say death. And they kind of start talking shit about Thrawn, and then he steps out. I'm like, alright, I had enough of this shit. Look who's here. And then it ends. Like, he's going to start laying down his pipe, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't even show an end credit scene. So, by the way, if you're watching and you're like, oh, should I watch the end credits? Don't bother. It's literally a waste of time. I sat through the entire thing. Even after it ended, I still sat there hoping it would pop up, and nothing popped up. I was like, so don't worry about end credit scene. Either that or I got a broke fucking copy on Disney Plus or something. Yeah, I know. It's a perfect example. Disney doesn't know what they're going for writing and throwing it in. Like, you could see they had a lot of how do you want to explain it? Basically, what I'm saying, Disney for the sequels didn't have the idea of stories. They were just pivoting. They had, as far as I know, that's actually true. They already said, correct me if I'm wrong, that Palpatine wasn't going to be the main villain going in, but they ultimately decided to bring him in. I'm like, bro, you're literally doing movies and you don't even know where the story's going? There you go. And now they're like, okay, well, you know, let's bring Palpatine back. And then you get the scene, well, somehow he returned. It's horrible writing for the sequels, but we'll try to explain it. And we made fun of it at the time because they always do that. They'll make a bad decision and be like, well, we'll explain in that comic book somewhere down the line. And that's not good writing for me. That's stupid. I don't mind a few of those things where you're left with a question mark. Oh, how did we get here? and then we go back and find out later. But when it's just the overall sequel and big stuff like that, you shouldn't have to go back. And now you're kind of seeing that with the sequels, or the Mando, that's ultimately going to be building up to how Palpatine returned, which is the best move they can make in the position they made. But really, they should not be in this position if they had done their job from the get-go. It could have had much better writing to get there, but unfortunately, somehow Palpatine returned because we needed him in the story. Oh, did the Yankees win? Hold up, hold up. There we go, Yankees win, let's go! Yankees fucking suck so far. They're not really hitting very well, but, you know, at least they got a win, yeah. And you guys are like, why don't you pay attention, Andrew? Bro, I'm playing a video game, ranting, and watching a baseball game. Get on my level. Can't even fucking play when somebody walks in the room. You're like, get out of here, little bro. You're distracting me. Meanwhile, me over here can't even hear the fucking game. Don't even have audio playing this game. Fucking ranting in depth, blowing your guys' arguments of why the Mandalorian's good out of the fucking water. And watching a goddamn baseball game all at the same fucking time. Get on my level. Second minute. I want to see a little bit better. End credit scene, or no end credit scene did actually surprise me. I'm like, what? I felt like that was the perfect time for an end credit scene, but we'll find out, I guess. Oh, just kidding, not on the man. Ninja, you don't explain things well. Are you doing 4 things at once? No? Shut the fuck up. I mean, I don't know if they've officially confirmed it, but to me it was obvious Palpatine wasn't the ultimate one that was coming back. That wasn't the plan going in anyway. Because it really wasn't set up well. Somehow Palpatine returned. Alright. Literally, I could see the move. I could picture the higher-ups. They're like, you know, man, we're kind of getting mixed results here. Yeah, they're selling, but the stories aren't good. Okay, let's bring back Palpatine. Okay. How do we explain it? We don't. He'll just come back. We'll explain it later. That's not good writing. Especially for a character of that big. Like, a character that big. It doesn't really fit very well. For little stuff, you can get away with stuff like that. Oh, we can explain that in a comic, but... or in another show, but like big stuff like that, I think that's a mistake. And even though I'm excited for that part of the story that they're gonna have to start correcting, I'm not one of those fans who just hates sequels and doesn't want to hear anything. They need to, it's canon, it's not going away. They need to set it up, and they're gonna do that in Mando, they're gonna start doing that in Ahsoka. They're gonna build up towards the Rise of the First Order. So I'm excited for that part of the story, even though the writing that led to it was bad. But let's just hope the writing that tries to fix it is good. It won't save the sequels, but it can help. At least in my opinion, it can help. Like, you know, I still don't like this shit because they suck, but at least it helps a little bit. The fuck, Ray? Good thumbnail. Oh, but there's somebody shooting her, so it's all that dust in there. Oh, we got some lag spikes. Okay, I'm out of time. Oh, I can't get out. He pushed me back. Oh, that was close. We're alive though, motherfucker, but we're gonna be dead soon. We don't got stamina. Jump. That's not good. Oh, that's really not good. Just kill me so I don't have to play.
Your hope has blinded. Welcome.
Your fear of them controls you.
Oh, the ball scared me. It's our ball, though.
What's slug holding you?
Cannot harm.
Oh, we're getting such a long overtime. You know, the Elgato probably didn't actually reset. Well, I shouldn't. Let me rephrase that. It's not that the Elgato didn't reset. I didn't reset it because I'm too busy ranting. Maybe we'll use this as a video. We had some decent conversation. I feel like we left out some of it because it happened the game before. So that's going to lead to people probably hating my opinion because they didn't hear the stuff that set it up. But shit happens, I guess. We're getting a good overtime match, yeah. Oh, well, we're fucked. Get out, Vader! This little fucking whip is whipping you! Hold the door, Finn! Hold the door! Man, I am gonna have to choke you out then. I think he killed Finn. I'm not sure. So many people were there. I'm not sure who I got the kill marker on. Either way.
Victory!
Superior weapons
Clap for me,
and
clap, clap.
programming have triumphed.
Yeah, she's clapping. I didn't tell her.
As has
You didn't tell me.
Lojas Day? What is that? What's Lojas Day?
I don't know.
You're wearing a shirt that says Lojas Day, but you don't know what it means?
Why?
Nothing. Yeah, I definitely didn't reset the Elgato. Yeah, no point in, yeah, I guess we'll have to get the video here. Move, I gotta write something down. Get out of here.